The reason people love your song at 10 o'clock at night is because you got a great personality. You sang well. The ambience of the room, they've got a drink in their hand, and the song was good. They'll say, I love that song. What they mean is they love the combination of those 5 things. Now, that's not where the money is. However, at 7 in the morning, where all the money is, and that's where the money is. When I picked 7 because 7's just a piss out of a time. You're getting to a job you hate, or getting your kids to school and they don't like it either. You're getting your old man out the door and/or kids and/or yourself to a job. All those things, all you want, local news, local weather, local traffic. They're going to take your baby that you wrote and stick it in the middle of this thing to women who all they want are local news, local weather, and local traffic. They have a predisposition to hate it. They're waiting to find a reason to hate it. Okay? So you're going to invite them in, and you have 45 seconds, because 13.2 seconds to 15 seconds is intro, 45 seconds is story. If you haven't invited me in 45 seconds, I am gone. Well, when you choose a job as a creator, as a writer, you choose the job of giving them themselves as you see them. Every song that you dig, that you love, it's all about you. They're giving you you as they see you. You have to get yourself out of the way, because the 3 things you feel you have a mandate to do when you find you have this wonderful gift is whine, preach, and vent. The last 3 things I want to hear coming out of my speaker is someone whining, preaching, or venting. Unless they do it with humor, irony, and detail. Detail, 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 detail. The listener is the enemy, okay? You've got to win them over when they don't want to be won over. The rule of thumb now, okay? The singer must always be a winner. You are never a loser, and you're never over 30. Now your first instinct is, oh, I'm so miserable, I'm so... Wrong. He's so miserable. Change it to the 3rd person. Make it not you. You're never over 30 and you're never a loser. If it's a loser in a song, it's somebody else. Your job as creators is to know the appropriate niche for you. Walmart has its own radio station where it actually figured out the demographic of all the people shopping there and played music for that age group appropriately. If you actually were to play like thrash metal or something, people would be running out the door. Classical music, if you hear classical music in a restaurant, yeah, you pay a 1/3 more for food, but you'll have 4 or fewer drinks and leave earlier. Jazz, you'll pay a 1/3 more for food, you'll have a coffee, you'll have a cappuccino, you'll have the dessert, you'll have a salad, because it makes you feel more expansive. It invites you in. Just write smart. Your job as creators is to know the appropriate niche for you. A great story. Tell me a story. But when you tell me a story, give me a beginning, a middle, and an end. 90% of the time, you will write the 2nd verse first. And there's a reason that you will write the 2nd verse first. As part of who you are. When you get this killer idea for a song, by the time you find your laptop, or you find your pen and paper, or you find your crayons, I don't know what you write on, by the time you find them, you will have created the characters. You will know all about them. You know where they went to school, what they had for lunch, how many kids they got, you know all about them. So your pen will hit the page, or your laptop will crank it up at that point in the action, on down the road, okay? And then you enter what we call 2nd verse hell. I've said it all. Nowhere to go. How many times have you said this? So I've said it all. I'm end of the 1st verse, going, I don't know where to go. Well, who's he? Oh, well, he's the captain of the football team. Well, where does that say that? Oh, it doesn't. Well, who's she? Well, she's the cheerleader. Well, where does it say that? Well, it doesn't, you know. Where'd the yellow car come from? Oh, well, when they fell in love, they bought, oh, really, does it? So, if you've ever been at a party where everybody knows everybody, and they're all, hey, Bob, hi, Betty, and you don't know a soul, and you're standing there by the door, and after about 10 minutes, you go, I'm out of here, it's creepy, and you leave. What happened was you were excluded. Well, when you don't invite me into your song, when you don't tell me who these people are, what's going on, you exclude me. And you know what I do? I exclude you, because it's real easy to go over and flip a little switch and exclude you. Always remember that you will probably, 80% of the time, write the second verse first. You've got to remember how a song functions. A song 70% of the time is a linear lyrical conversation between you and I. Because as monumentally dysfunctional people, not good at relationships, that's one of our stumbling blocks. The biggest problem you're ever going to have as creators is you. You're going to want to keep on dropping in your goofy, whiny, preachy, defending, dysfunctional butts in there all the time and tell the world how miserable you are. Well, the last thing I want to hear at 7 in the morning is how miserable you are. Yeah, I'll tolerate it at 10 o'clock at night. I got a glass of wine, it's the ambience, I got a night out, it's great. You know, I'll go see singer-songwriters and they just whine and whine and whine and whine. They look bad. I'm drunk again. Oh, please. You know, ever since you beat me up, oh, please. Women as victims, and you go, that's really nice. Knowing, and as a matter of fact, you can almost push the delete button on because it gets them out of the food chain. They will never be competitors in terms of getting product out or being real writers. They're going to be locked into that 10 o'clock at night nightmare, because you're never a loser and you're never over 30 in a song, ever. That's just a no. It's a bad career move, and it's a death trap. You don't do many of those before you're bye. Because people really don't want to see you not be a winner. You're on that stage. You're in the entertainment business. Entertain. Make me feel good about me. I feel bad enough about me already. I don't need to have you putting me down, bringing me down too. At 10 o'clock at night with a glass of wine, oh, I love that song. I'm not going to play it at 7 in the morning where the money is. What will bring you to a song 100% of the time as a listener is the melody. What will keep you there is the lyric, the story, getting me in quickly. So the interesting thing about the human animal is you cannot multitask as a human animal. You can hear one thing or the other. You can't hear both and absorb it completely. So, and given your preference as a human animal, you will always defer to melody 100% of the time. Wherever you are telling a story, you have no melody, because the human animal will defer to melody. So you remain linear. Don't change your chord till you change your thought. The moment you go into melody, the human animal defers to melody and loses that thread where the story was. So there are certain things when you're dealing with certain specific genres that you have to maintain the integrity of the expectation of the listener for that genre, okay? So once you told me a story, then have melody. Where you tell your story, remain linear.